Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I am Simnoobsie, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different from what I normally do. So what I decided I wanted to do was I wanted to do kind of like a tutorial on the very basics of using Shotcut. Now, my knowledge of Shotcut is nowhere near expert, but I know enough to get the job done. And I guess that's the important thing. So I figured for anyone else that's kind of struggling to use Shotcut, I would put this together and hopefully be able to help some of you to use it a little easier. Now, if you don't know what Shotcut is, it is a free program that you can use to edit your videos. And it's really actually quite easy to use. And they have a lot of helpful tutorials if you do get stuck somewhere. But I still wanted to do a video just to kind of help anybody out that might be looking to get some help. So, yeah. All right. So, with that being said, let's get to it. All right, so here is Shotcut. Like I said, this is a pretty simple program to use. Basically, if I can figure it out, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out because I kind of struggle with things. So, all right, first things first, what I did when I first started using Shotcut was I made a folder in my desktop. On my desktop, and I titled it Shotcut Stuff. So that way any video captures that I do or any images that I make for my videos or music or any of that is all combined into one folder, and that way it's super easy to find. And then inside my Shotcut folder, of course, I have more folders which is organized per videos and whatnot. And as you can see, I have quite a few things here. Actually, a lot of these can be deleted because I don't need them anymore because I've already posted the videos. But yeah, I've got things like my logo here. I've got music in the videos. So yeah, that just, like I said, that just helps me stay organized. So basically what we're going to do today is I'm going to kind of show you my process of how I go through and edit my videos. Now, granted, I'm not going to show you the entire process because that would take a really long time. And I want to get through this semi quickly, without missing any key points. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is first off, I'm going to start with my logo or intro logo, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And I'm going to click open on that file, and then it's going to show on this little preview thing here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to click on playlist, and then you're going to left click and drag this over into your playlist. So that way it's going to be over here, easy to grab and place where you want. Now, what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to grab anything else that you're going to need for the video, like say the video itself. That's probably a good and important thing to have. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to drag it over and put it in your playlist. Now, if you're opening multiple things at once, it will put them all over into your playlist for you. It's just when you do individual things, you have to actually drag it over there. So, all right. And then let's get, let's see, music. I think we could probably use that. Now, it's very important to remember when you're using your copyright-free music or whatever that you put credit in the bottom somewhere in the description, unless otherwise stated by the creator. Because otherwise you might get a copyright strike against you, or maybe not necessarily against you, but you might get a warning type deal. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I don't think I did as far as what we're gonna need. Well, actually, normally I would have like an intro picture of the sim, because this is actually a cast video that we're gonna be dealing with, but I do not have those done yet, so, which is probably why the video hasn't been finished. So we're just gonna pretend like I don't need it, I guess. All right, so I think we have everything as of right now. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you can come down here. This is your timeline. And you're going to want to click this little triple line here, and you're going to add a video track. Okay, so yay, we have our little video track here. So what you're going to want to do, obviously, is take your first thing that you need, which is, in this case, I would assume your logo. You're going to drop that over here in the preview section. And now, depending on how you handle your audio for your videos, what I generally do, well, actually, I shouldn't say generally, I just started doing this. I've been leaving the music from my intro instead of putting my own music to cover the entire beginning, just because it kind of felt like it didn't make sense. So that's what I started doing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag this down here, and it's gonna clip right there. There we go. There is our first section of our video. You got down here, you've got your sound wave, and then the video itself. Let's see, and then it's ready to have the next thing added. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add our next piece. We'll go over here first. Now at this point, this is where you need to decide, like, depending on what type of video you're doing, you need to decide if you need to speed it up at all, or if you want it to have sound, which in this case, I do not want this part of my video to have sound. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to come down here to this properties tab and click that. And you're going to click on the audio tab. And this little drop down menu here for track, you're going to click that and then click none. And then this entire section of video will not have any sound to it. Now, I'm also going to speed up the speed because it's a cast video and you want to have it sped up. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I think for cast, I think I usually do it around a 10, maybe. I think I'm still kind of playing around with that because I don't do cast videos very much. But I mean, you can change that later on in the video if you need to. So, okay. And then click enter. There we go. And then that, of course, is going to shorten the length of this video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drag it down here, and then it's going to clip right to that section, and then it's going to jump to the end of it. So if you want to get back to the last cut, I guess you could call it, you're just going to click the skip to previous point, and that's going to put you back at the beginning of the video. Okay, so now this is where the actual editing can begin. So we're going to go ahead and hit play. And then you can kind of test your speed this way to see if it's, if it's going fast enough, or if it's going too fast. And then you can adjust accordingly to how you want it done. So, okay, let's say that right about at this point, we're going to pause it. You want to cut a section out that you saw previously. Or if you want to cut it here until the next point, and then that way it'll cut out stuff that you don't want. What you're going to want to do is make sure you have this little thing here wherever you need to cut something. And then you're going to come over here and you click the split at playhead. So there we go. All right, so we now have two sections of the video here. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide this up, and then actually you can just hit play again, and then you can watch the video until you see a point where you want to pick it back up again. So we're going to just say right here. Okay, and then we're going to click split at playhead again. And then now, as you can see, we have this little section here. So what you're going to want to do to remove this is you're going to click it to make sure it's highlighted, and that way you can make sure that just the section is highlighted, so you can make sure you have the right size clip, I guess you could say. I don't really know how I want to say that, but anyways, you're going to right click on this and then just hit remove. Boop, gone. There we go. Now you don't have that section of your video anymore. Now if you decide, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that, well, guess what? Undo. It's back. There you go. Problem solved. And then you can actually even keep undoing until those clips go away. Now, let's say that you want to, for whatever reason, remove the audio from a video and have it on a separate line, you can do that. What you're going to want to do, actually, we need to add audio track anyways, so that way you can have your music for your video. You have to do is right click on this and detach audio, and there you go. Oh, I didn't realize that it actually gave you an extra line for it, so I guess I didn't really need to do that, but hey, you learn, so, you know. I learned something new just then. See, I'm still, like, even though I've been using this for a while, I still feel like a beginner at it. But yeah, so now you have your audio down here. So if you wanted to adjust the volume for it, what you would want to do is you're going to click on it so that it's highlighted, and then click properties if it's not already selected, which I just noticed mine is. Oh, I'm sorry, you know what? That's not right. Hit filters. There we go. See, I just learned this part not long ago myself, so. Okay, and then you're going to click on filters and then click on audio. And you're going to scroll down to where you see gain/volume. You can click that, and then you have decibel levels right here, so you can make it louder or you can make it quieter, whichever you want to do. And if you get a certain volume level for like your intro audio, you can actually make it a preset, so that I actually have one for my voiceover volumes, and then that way next time you go to edit that type of audio, you just click your preset and you're good to go. So yeah, but in order to change this, all you have to do is just click where you want, or you can even use the mouse scroll button, and it works. So you can change it, adjust it however you want. So we're just going to undo that because I don't need to separate that. Okay, so let's talk about transitions for a minute. Now, I know I'm kind of, might be going a little fast through this, but hopefully you guys can follow along. If anything you're confused on, you know, just feel free to put it in the comments below, and I will see what I can do to fix it for you and to try and explain it a little bit better. I'm still kind of new to doing tutorials, so you just kind of have to bear with me here. Okay, so let's click on this first clip here, because I generally do like a fade out on my intros. So what you're going to want to do is, like I said, click on the part that you want to have a transition for. And then you're going to click filters, which I actually still have it highlighted. So you're going to click the add button. And now I have a lot of things already set in my favorites, but you would obviously, you'd have to go to video. And then you're going to look for, they have fade in and fade out. So you can decide if you want it to fade into this video or if you want to have it fade out. Now in this case, we're going to do a fade out. So we're going to click fade out, and there we go. And then now we have a nice little fade out, which will be coming up right there. Now let's say you want to get really fancy with it, okay? And you wanted to add some cool little like transition motion of some sort. What you're going to do, this is what I do. I take the little cursor thing, I don't know what this is called. You take the little divider thing and you put it like right about where the fade is going to be starting. At least that's what I do. And then you're going to click the split at playhead. Okay, then you're going to have this little tiny section. Make sure that's highlighted. Okay, and then you are going to add another transition filter. We're going to scroll down because there's a lot that you can use. But actually, no, I'm going to go to favorites because it's faster and easier for me. Let's say you wanted to do like a cool swirl of some sort. So we're just going to click that. And you can adjust the amount of swirl to anything that you want. Okay, so now we have that swirl added to that transition. So actually move this forward a little bit more and we'll show you exactly what that's going to look like. It looks just like that, and then you're into the next part of the video. So that is how you make that transition. And again, you know, if you decide that you don't like it, you can always click the undo and you're good. So it's totally fine. And I think, all right, let's go ahead and we're going to skip to the end of the clip here. and we're going to go ahead and go to our playlist. And then this is where I would be adding my end screen. Now, for your end screen for YouTube, you're going to want to make sure that you click on properties and make sure that the duration is 20 seconds. So that way it's exactly the length of time that you need to have your end screen pop up over this section of the video. And you don't have to mess with the speed on this. You can do whatever you want with the audio. I think I usually turn mine off because I use my own music for it. Well, I shouldn't say my own, but music that I've found to use. All right, so once you've done that, you can go ahead and drop it down here. And there you go. So also another thing, if you don't want to click on properties over here, you can also just right click on a clip and go to properties, and then you can manage the properties from there. Let's see. Is it okay? Yeah, well, I guess it pulls it up over here. I was thinking it did it over here for some reason, but that wouldn't have made sense. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's say we've got the video exactly the way we want it. Everything's good. You got all your cuts made that you need to. We're going to go ahead and lock it. So that way nothing can get changed accidentally up here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the audio line and we're going to click our playlist. And then we have our music here. So we're going to drop it over here first. And then we're going to drag it and have it start right here where the end screen would be starting, assuming that you've talked all the way through to the end of the video. All right, and then you're going to click to go back to the last point, and then you're going to click the split at playhead, okay, and then you're going to cut off all of this extra that you're not going to need. So then you just got this little bit of music right here, and then the next thing you're going to do, I'm going to click filters. This is totally optional. You don't have to do this. Is you can fade out the audio, which is what I generally do. Sometimes I fade it in. Also, just it depends on the type of music that I've used and that sort of thing. So, and then if you want to just check to make sure everything's good on that, and just run through and see how it looks together, and if you're happy with it, then that's great, because then what you can do is you're going to go to export and then click on YouTube, and then you're going to click export file, and then it'll start the process, and it'll over here it'll show in your job section, which I'm not going to export this right now because this video clearly is not actually edited and polished and all that fun stuff. So but yeah, so that's pretty much it for the very basics, and I mean extreme basics, of using Shotcut. So if you have any questions on anything that I've shown you, feel free to ask me in the comments below. I would absolutely love to try to help you out with them. Like I said, I still consider myself kind of a beginner with Shotcut, so yeah. So anyways, I hope this helps somebody out there, at least a little bit, and that this wasn't a total waste of time, so which I'm sure it probably wasn't. But yes, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and like I said, I hope it helped you, and if you would like to see more of my content in the future, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you join us. That would be fantastic. And also, if you'd like to follow me over on Twitter, that's where you're going to find all of my channel updates, and not only just for YouTube, but also over on Twitch as well, because I do stream on Twitch, usually Tuesday through Sunday. My schedule's a little up in the air right now because summer vacation. So, but anyways, guys, have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye!